Thanks, Rob. Our political insiders join us now. We have Charlie Giroux on the Republican side and Tony May, of course. So first of all, reaction, obviously not a huge surprise. We heard that this might be happening last week. What does this mean now moving forward for Pennsylvania?
Well, we don't know yet. I mean, this is, I think, in my judgment, a wait-and-see situation. Obviously not good news for the nuclear power industry and TMI in particular with the decision last week. But we don't know yet what's going to happen. There's going to be a legislative battle over whether or not there are subsidies offered to the nuclear energy industry. Tony has a little bit of a dog in that fight, and he can explain that in a moment. But I think that time will tell. I wouldn't have too much of my bowels in a tizzy just yet.
Okay. Tony?
Well, it's about jobs. I mean, the nuclear industry has been a steady employer. TMI of 675 workers, plus an untold number, maybe 1,500 temporary workers every time you get people in to do refueling or to do maintenance. It's a heavy upkeep. And TMI is probably the safest plant in the country now because of what they've learned over the years. And then finally, nuclear power is consistent and dependable power. So it's not an easy decision for the industry to make, and they're being responsible by starting early on the shutdown planning.
Could there be a bailout, though? We've been hearing a lot about, you know, the other plants that have been bailed out, and is that something that TMI is kind of hoping for?
There certainly could be. Again, we don't know. There hasn't been any legislation proposed to that effect yet, although there's an awful lot of discussion within the Capitol about it. Just in the interest of full disclosure, my firm does some work with the natural gas industry, by and large, not exclusively, but by and large, opposed to any bailouts for the nuclear side of things. But my views here today are my own, and I say bring on all the energy we can get. I think energy is important for Pennsylvania's development, both nuclear and natural gas. I think there is a natural, if you'll pardon a bad pun, progression here towards natural gas, but in the meantime, there are other energy sources that are necessary.
It's a little unfair, though, to call it a bailout. What it is asking to be treated the way that we treat our non-polluting, non-air polluting, non-emission plants that are like wind power and water power. They don't emit any carbon dioxide into the atmosphere.
They get subsidies.
They get, well, they get special tax treatment.
All right, well, I think that's all the time we have for right now, but we'll get into this a little bit more at 6. You can, of course, catch our political insiders right here every Tuesday. And remember that they join Rob Hanrahan on Face the State Sunday mornings at 8:30 on CBS 21.